So this is Friday, my preparation day, and I am in my arrowroot farm. Last time I called them yams. I called them yams, and some people were asking me a lot of questions that why are you calling arrowroots yams? So they are arrowroots, but I like calling them yams. You see at the back there, these ones, yes. So we are doing planting, and we are also doing harvesting. They usually take around 5 to 6 months to mature, and so when they are mature at around 6 months, that is when we have to harvest. And so we have some that we have planted here, and we hope that they will do well within the next 6 months. We have some that are 3 months. These ones are 3 months, and we have those ones that are at the back there. At the back, those ones are at around 4-5 months. So when you come here, these ones are at about 4 months, and I have entrusted that guy with planting the others. So I have some people there who are already harvesting some. We want to take some to the market. We want to take some to the family to eat. I know some people are asking me that where do you get the seedlings of these things? But we usually get those suckers. We call them rhizomes. The rhizomes that we used to plant here, it's about between 5 to 10 shillings. They are not very expensive. And so for these ones, we do them, we plant them along the river banks. So this is the river here. This is the river. And so these ones, I planted them along the river banks because they do well in swampy areas. They don't do well in dry lands. But we have those ones that we plant in dry lands. But those ones require specialized skills, like you have to take maybe a polythene paper, put it down there, ensure that there's enough irrigation and water view. But here we are blessed. We have a lot of water. I don't know if you can see water there. Yeah, I don't know if you can see water. Let me zoom. Yes. So there is water there, and so that water, this area is a flat land. This area is a flat land, and so it is easier for plants that have that require a lot of water to grow. So these arrowroots require a lot of water. Volore bwana. Mpola video khatsindu mano. So these plants usually require a lot of water to grow. And so if it's in a swampy area like this one, you can see we dig trenches there. So when we have trenches, a lot of water usually seeps and goes to this land. And then when it goes to that land, we get a lot of water. A lot of water that these arrowroots usually like. So we have a lot of them. Here, and during harvesting, actually we harvest a lot. We harvest a lot of them. So different people have different lands where they plant theirs. For me, I have this section here. Then I have this one here. Then I have that one that I showed you there. Then I have the other one there. I think you can look at my previous video where I was talking about how I like being alone. And then I have this one. I have this one here. Right? I have this one here. So I have this one. I have this one. I have that one. And then I have another one. Then another person has taken this other section. Because this area is very fertile for arrowroot planting. I usually like calling them yams, but people don't like it when I call them yams. This area is very fertile for these things to grow. And so there is no hunger. And given that today is my preparation day as a Seventh-day Adventist, we usually just come here and take a lot of them to go and eat before we go to church. So you can see some of them, like this one is not my land now. This guy is not tending to this land very well. You know, you are supposed to remove weeds. Like, for example, look at this section here. You are supposed to remove weeds. So when you remove weeds, they grow very well. You can see these ones are very healthy. At just 3 months, they are very healthy. But this one here, this guy who was entrusted with this one, I don't know why. Does he like hunger? This one has weeds. So I think he should remove those weeds, just like this one. These ones are just about 1 month, 2 months, but you can see how it is so clean. So I will talk to this guy, he is not here. So these ones are just about 2 months and they are very clean. And when he will harvest, I know he will have a good harvest. I know he will have a good harvest. Now, let me take you to the ones that are about 5 months. These ones now don't belong to me. They belong to another person. My land, we left it there. This one belongs to another person. And this one now, this is about 4-5 months. You can see. And in the next month, I think next month, it will be ready for harvesting. Okay, they belong to that mama there. I don't know if you can see that mama. Yeah, I don't know if you can see her, but these ones are 4-5 months. These ones are 4-5 months. We also, I'm greeting those people there. They are also planting. So we have a lot of them. And so if you don't have good harvest, you can also request these others. You can help me with some, and when I plant next season, I can also give you, right? So it's a big land with arrowroots. You can see, big land. And so what happens in this community land, we call this community land, what usually happens is that we have people who don't want to plant this, and maybe because they are busy, or because they did not have those suckers or rhizomes, and they will just give you their land for you to plant. You see, this is not our land. The one that I showed you with my arrowroots there, it's not our land. But when I come, I usually tell people that you can give me your land and then I will plant. Then when I harvest, I will give you some. Or maybe sometimes you give them money and then they give you land to plant, then you get it. So you might find that next time it is me who will be entrusted with this one, then I will plant. Then another person will take another land. It could not be your land, but voila mama. So I could take this one, I could take that one, but now these ones belong to other people. So I cannot say that I own this. These ones belong to other people. You can see we have a lot of them. So this is a place where when you come, I don't think you can you can get out of this place very hungry, because there's a lot of breakfast here. And given that today is on Friday, as I have told you, our preparation day, we just have to take a lot of these ones in our house in preparation for tomorrow. And so tomorrow we'll just be eating this. And they are very nutritious, by the way. They have a high satiety value. I don't know if call it satiety or satiety. And so these ones, I think they have weeds, but they are growing well. And these ones are about 2 months old. You can see they removed a lot of weeds and they are doing so well. So you can see when they dig down there, they usually put some small hole. When they dig down there, they put a small hole, and so that there can be a lot of moisture. When there is a lot of moisture, it means that they can grow very well. Are you seeing that? Yes, they can grow. So these ones are very healthy, very, very, very healthy. And I can assure you that this guy will have a good harvest, very good harvest. And so, so that is it. And we have more of it. At the back there, I don't know. There is a lot of sun. I don't know if you can see. You have a lot of them there. And this is a vast land. I call it vast land because you can walk for a very long distance, and you may get tired before you reach the end. But everywhere you reach, you will find that somebody somewhere is planting these arrowroots. Like now you can see these ones are just very new. They have just been planted. The reason they plant here is that it is much easier for it to grow very well. I don't know if you can see it. The direction of the sun is making it difficult for me to get very clean shots. Yeah. But when I move this side, I think you can see these ones are planted. Weeds have been removed. And these ones, you can be sure that they will grow very well. Right? These ones. And I think this guy is removing weeds in his land. This one is now not mine. Very big land. Different people own this. Hey. yakhola kha video nemanyakha bandu benyo khulila khutsinduma ingo bamanyakho shinga nabandu bakanga ndio bacherere ingo ino bakhonye khuraka so you can see the guy there is removing some weeds. So you can see that he is removing weeds there, and so he's making these ones healthy to grow. So when you come here, you may think that maybe he could have neglected these ones, but this is just a friend of mine here removing those weeds, and I'm very sure that his arrowroots will become very healthy. Okay, so let me just walk you around so that you can see a lot of other people that have grown this, and so that you can appreciate that when we are at home there is too much food, and at least everybody is trying to make sure that we have enough food. So we are not really suffering at home. There's a lot of food. When we wake up every morning, we wake up in this land to make sure that we have food. So I have now crossed over. This is not our land. This is now another land that belongs to other people. You can see they are still planting. I told you this land is big. This land is very big, and we have different sections for different people. And this is the water. Can you see the water there? That is the water. So we don't lack water for irrigation. And so if I can just take you around, I wish I can find someone, because when I'm harvesting, it's very difficult for me to to take a footage of myself harvesting, because when I'm holding my camera like this, I don't have a very good stand to hold it when I'm harvesting. So I've just harvested. You can see I have my boots here. Okay, I have my boots. I've just harvested mine that I will eat tomorrow, and I was just looking for another person who is harvesting, for you to see how we harvest some of them here. But this is our land. I shall keep showing you how we do this thing. We still have other people that are still tending to their arrowroots. I usually call them yams, but some people really corrected me and they told me that I should not call them yams. You see, these ones are very healthy, and you can only expect to get very good harvest from here. Yes, so a lot of other lands are being prepared. And nasembukula ke picha nemanya abantu ingo tsinduma neba mbira ku ingo khanda abantu khola go bidi khabe shogulia olimaya hora ke wes. So this friend of mine is saying that he's ready to supply some suckers. He has some suckers and or rhizomes, and he is ready to supply them to you. So you can see that another person has planted. He's stealing the land there. He wants to plant, and this one has already been planted. I tell you, almost everybody here is trying to make sure that they are planting, and we have clean water there, very clean water. Although it is water for irrigation, it's not dirty. It's clean. I tell people that we have very good organic life at home. Sometimes when you tell people you like the village, they don't understand why. But it's because of fresh air, clean water, a lot of food. And so the only thing you have to do is to make sure that you have money. If you have money, you are good to go. You are good to go, right? You don't pay rent. You don't struggle in that concrete jungle, spending a lot of money on a lot of things. Mbola mure? Siembukula kha video nemanyakha abantu tsinduma ingo. Neba bira ingo yone shofuitsa inzala tawe. Khuraka go tsinduma. Now you can see this one is a vast land. Vast land with a lot of arrowroots there. I don't know if you can see, and these ones are still planting. They are still planting there. Yes, and it goes until it goes up to that. I think it's about a kilometer. Let me say so. And so we can get a lot of food here. So friends, this is another place, and I don't think I will continue so much because I think I have shown you enough. This is not where I plant. This is another person's land, but my land is there, as I have told you. And as we go and we go, we will continue getting more and more people planting this. Now these ones are being planted. Wakanga nombo kolashina mze. Oh. Omete muimbole yabulano khotskulu bulai. Okay. Now bwana ano lima ko nyukuraka. No ini amutsiri mu shenda tsiri mu. Oh. No lo muanga. Nomba okulire buanga. Olo muanga. Urulatse buanga ile bizo kulima bwana. Maese ndamenye buanga oluono khebulireza no bola nemanya uno. No mushitsetse nomba. Oh nabagami. Okay. Sawa seleke nzirire go kumanya namna hii. Balole go kidogo nlane nze ingo. Aya. Yes, we were just doing some jokes there. He's a guy from a different clan. You see in our place we are called Abachero. But then there is another clan called Wanga. And so it's a sub-tribe, some form of a sub-tribe. But I don't know if we can call them clans or tribes. I don't know. And so he talks like people who come from there. But then we can understand each other. So we were making fun of that. So I want to end this video here. And I have just shown you that at home, there is no hunger. There is no hunger. The only hunger we have is the hunger of money. Like for example, you want to take your children to school, then you have to look for a way to get money. You want to purchase clothes, you have to get money. But when it comes to just general living, it's a simple life. We live very simple lives, and that's why I don't like sophisticated lifestyles. Now you can see these ones, very healthy, very, very healthy, and we have a lot of them. You see, I'm not putting this camera in this direction because sun will not be favorable for me, but you can see that we have a lot of arrowroots planted there. Yeah. So let me not continue because you will get a lot of them. Let me now go back home. Go look at, there's a guy entrusted with removing weeds from my arrowroots or yams or whatever you can call them. I want to see whether he will finish earlier. And by the way, somebody was talking about theft. That do people steal? Because this is in a land that is not protected. Do people really steal? People actually do steal, but in our area there, this place is people have coordinated together. They provide a lot of security. There are people who are always looking at these things, be it at night, be it during daytime. They are always checking to see, has someone come to steal them, you see. But in our area there has been a lot of theft, and that is a concern, by the way. We are still looking for people who can help us to check, because somebody can just come at night when you're not there. Takalano sienzie. Emala ndula tsali ya nenkaluka. Siento mwitsukulu. Lane kulanga kuka. Sawa. Rege malire. Allah kulalana. So I was just waving them goodbye. So as I was telling you, there is a lot of theft in our area there. In fact, there is a time I woke up in the morning, I went to my land, then I found that a lot of people had stolen my arrowroots, bro. And it was one of the most frustrating things I have ever witnessed, because those things had grown very well. I had put a lot of manure. They had weeded them out. They had matured very well. And then somebody comes at night, bro. Everybody's asleep. You know, in this area here, we have a lot of people who are looking at their crops. But in our place there, a lot of people go to sleep. And so you find that thieves usually come there and they steal, bro. They steal. And that is very frustrating. But we have identified people that we will be putting there who will be looking at these arrowroots day and night. Like during the day here, you find that we have a lot of people here. And at night, you will find that we have young men who spend time here. Because these things are valuable. Don't lie to yourself. If you go to the market to sell them, you will get some good money. Good money by the standard of the village. Not good money in towns. You see, in towns 10,000 could not be a lot of money, 20, 30,000 could not be a lot of money. But here, that is a lot of money. Just like when you go to New York in the US, $30,000 or $300 is nothing. You can't even pay rent with that. But in Nairobi, you can pay rent with that. In the village, that is a fortune. So it depends on where you are getting money. And this is why I've been telling some people that if you can make some dollars in an African village, then you are good to go. You are good to go because your cost of living is very low, and your expenditures are way down. And you continue making money when your expenditures are down. I'm telling them that I'm leaving. Yes. So if you can find a way, if you love the village, that is, I'm not telling anybody, but I'm telling people who love the village setup. If you love the village setup, then you can find a way to make dollars and live in the village. And then you will not feel the pressure of finances. But when you live in a town setup, you really experience the pressure of finances. The first time I experienced the pressure of finances is when I started investing in town, investing in so many things, and then I went into debt. I've been telling you how I was auctioned, and it was a very devastating moment for me. It left me in a lot of financial ruin. I can call it terror. So I have been dealing with that, and I can tell you I don't like financial pressures in my life. I don't like a lot of financial pressures in my life. And that is why I told you that when the auctioneer in the auctioneer's board told me you have to pay the auctioneer, I said, yes, I will pay you. I don't want anything to do with courts again. I don't want to take anybody to court. I don't want anything to do with the courts because courts are compromised. I don't want to go there. I just want to live a simple life where I can look at my income and then be happy that I have achieved something. Now I have reached my land. This one, these are my arrowroots. You see those ones? These are mine. And then you go here. These are still mine, right? Those ones, yeah, I've planted these ones. And yeah. Let me go here. These ones now. You see the way they are well taken care of. So we can be sure that we will get some good harvests from here. And these ones, you see? And these ones, you see? So you can be sure that there will be some good harvest here because there are no weeds. Weeds are removed all the time. You see these ones we want to plant here and they have removed weeds already. And those ones, okay? You see these ones are being planted. So you can expect that in the next coming 5 to 6 months, we will have full harvest here. They're just being planted. This is how they are planted. You put a hole there to ensure that there is a lot of moisture. And because we are planting along the riverbanks, they will have a lot of water. And so when they have a lot of water, they grow very well. You don't have to irrigate them, as I have told you. So these ones can expect that in the next coming 5 to 6 months, have a very good harvest, as you can see. So that has been an adventure in the arrowroot farm. And we shall meet again in another video.